Alright, it's Monday. I picked up necessities. I got my storage restored on Sprint. Even they weren't sure how it happened, but they did show me where to go if it happens again so that I can correct it on my own. Thank you, educators. And the best news of the day, after leaving it to the universe all weekend and setting it aside and focusing on what I needed to take care of, there is no question about this little stopper. It definitely says 2022, and I have still shot that is time stamped so that I can prove that at the time that I made my driveway right here, according to markers that are set, that are supposed to tell me that that's my property because I am lot 20. This one over here has been better protected, so the numbers are clearer, but it clearly says 2120. So if that one's legit, then by law, that other one is legit. And so my lot goes from that little one right there over to where that little flag is, waving. That little American flag of freedom. Freedom to buy and own land without having to have it favored to you through the king. You just have to be able to come up with the money, and then you can buy it. And then the government can claim eminent domain at any time and take it away from you. But that's America. If you think you can change it, go right ahead and try. So anyway, I'm very excited now because I can have my driveway in the right spot, and if there's any kind of screw up, that's on the county. You know, if this is their little thing, what they've done and their way of marking stuff, then it's going to be up to them to make sure that the stuff that they marked is where it's supposed to be. And ooh, okay. Someone jumped my fence. Something very heavy, apparently, because that's quite a bend. So much for the security of oh. This is what happens when you can't get the job done. They came after my marigolds again. Well, now I know it's definitely deer. So now I get to figure out where to put this poor little thing. Man, they were just about to bloom. But that's what this summer is all about. That is the purpose. Me being able to know what I'm getting myself into. Oh, look at all the rain. If it rained anymore, that thing would bust, and then I'd have to get a new flap. So I'm going to take... Oh, look, I got that much too. Take this and let what's up there fall into it. This is how easy it is to collect rainwater, even out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna survey the area. Ooh. And yet it doesn't look like there was enough water for my sunflower. More blooms on my tomatoes if there's pollinators out to pollinate them. At first glance, it looks like everyone back here survived. So this is my deer-proof spot. Big dogs and no deer. Of course, that is a shorter fence too. So if I brought the taller fence up, I was one determined little critter. And I wish I could tell by the way the fence is bent. That must have been what happened. Is when they jumped, there was no stability. So it just folded down. Which probably means they tripped and stumbled. And being that they're not laying dead in my yard, I'm going to say they weren't crippled. That's going to be my educated guess. But I now know that my baby yard is not deer-proof. So there's me one more project to add to my project list. And that project list is what gives me a reason to live. So by all means, this is not a complaint video in any way, shape, or form. This is still an absolute total gratitude state of being. But this is life. Life is full of challenges, and how we deal with those challenges reflects our character. And our character eventually leads us to that point of, sorry about that, you probably didn't want to look at all those old age spots, freckles, and sun damage. No vanity here. That was long enough of a distraction to make me forget where my flow was going, other than in gratitude. Oh, the character part. Character is when the reaping what you sowed starts to manifest. For those of you who don't understand manifestation and reaping and sowing, which has to be a minority, because I don't know a single culture on the planet. Oh man, that fell over. It had a lot more in it. And no, that's not hand sanitizer, because hand sanitizer is a bunch of nonsense too. Kills bacteria, not viruses. So I'm not wanting to kill the bacteria. I love my bacteria. It's what helps protect me against viruses, which is why I don't understand why the CDC is recommending antibacterial hand sanitizers, when all the intelligent medical humans are saying, nope, good old soap and water is the best defense, as long as you actually wash versus flicker your fingers underneath a few sprinkles. So, okay, enough distractions. I'm back to sowing what I want to reap, which is good vibrations and good energy and bringing life. See, I'm sustaining life. Even life that is really struggling. And they all look like they could use a drink, even though, well, these up here, yeah, they kind of get blocked. A few of them are under rain flow. So, and I've been gone. Thursday was my last day here, because I had my sweet Sky, and she's just hanging in there, but I'm still wondering if I'm going to see her for her next scheduled time with me, because it's in 2 weeks. But I don't know if her little back legs are gonna let her stay with us that much longer. She was really struggling Saturday. And yeah, her little back legs just didn't want to work anymore. Every time she tried to go potty, she ended up doing the splits. And for a Great Dane, that's a very wide split. And it's the primary reason I want to do my senior sanctuary. Because I'm okay with letting go. Goodness knows I've had enough practice. Especially at the vet clinic. You know, you get to know the animals. They come in for whether they're in for their yearly checkups, or you've got those little ones with their little chronic conditions that they have to have their little regular visits. And of course, the ones that stayed with us when their people went out of town. You get to know their little personalities, and you can't help it, because if you're in the field out of your compassion for animals, that compassion never goes away. You learn to accept that circumstances beyond your control can happen, and it's just like everything else. You never know, so enjoy the time you have. Can't believe it's already after 12, and I'm just now getting here. So the clothes that I'm wearing right now are going to disappear, because this is the time of year when Colorado reminds me of Texas. And I'm okay with that. Out here where no one can see me, I don't mind my crepey skin flapping in the wind. Yes, I can admit it. My skin has gotten crepey and loose, and if the wind blows hard enough, you can see it flutter like a sail in the wind, and I'm okay with that. I'm about to hit my 60th year. I don't have a luxury lifestyle where I'm constantly doing skin treatments, and I'm not at the Botox. I'm not the Botox crowd. But what I do for a living doesn't depend on how I look. So it depends on my character and my skill. And those two things, I've no question about. I'm absolutely qualified. So there went 13 minutes on this little video. So one more YouTube video upload, and one more update on what's going on in my little world of trying to make a dream come true. Me, myself, and I, and everyone who uses my services. So again, couldn't be doing this without you guys. Thank you so much for trusting me. To everyone else who's out there just for moral support, thank you for that too, because you never realize how important that stuff is until it's basically all you have. And just hearing someone say, "We believe in you, you got this," sometimes that can make the difference between making the dream come true and giving up on the dream. So thank you. Thank you for your moral support. And everyone have a beautiful, beautiful day.